Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you step by step how to make stand-up characters or cutouts. I previously posted a TikTok as well as on my YouTube page of a quick stand-up character video, but today I'm going to show you in depth on how to make these characters. So if you want to see that, stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing I do is I'll go to Walmart and pick up a really large box, the largest box that they have, and it's 22 by 18 by 18. So I pick up a box from Walmart for $1.48, and then we're going to get a box cutter and we're going to cut out each section, so you'll end up with 4 pieces from one box. So I'm going to show you that right now. Just start cutting your box. You're gonna put a little bit of pressure, and it does not have to be perfect. So that's one. So I'm just gonna keep doing that. Flip it and keep cutting at the seam of each piece. And see, now we have one piece here, so I'm going to just keep cutting. The blue mat that you see there is just my cutting mat. I just place it in between the box just so I don't mistakenly cut the other side of it. Okay, so just for time's sake, I'm going to use the door that I used a while ago in a video when I showed you guys how to make these standees. And it's been a minute since I've had this thing, so it may look a little rough, but I'm just showing you guys how to do it. So I'm gonna get this door, and I think I made this one at this door is 30 inches. So I made this door at 30 inches, and I'm going to show you how to make her stand right now. It literally is just it all pieced up and taped up on the back. If you watch the video on how to make these cutouts, I will link that in the cards above on how I did that, but it's just the basic cutout. So next thing that I do after I have my cardboard or my box cut up, I'll go in with a poster board, and I got this poster board from Walmart for 97 cents. So we're going to put Dora on here, your cutout on the black piece, and then you want to center. Let me turn this one. So we're going to put Dora on here, and you want to make sure that her feet are at the edge of the poster board. I know it may be hard because my table is black, but put her feet right on the edge of the poster board here, and make sure most of her body is on the poster board. Then we're going to trace around it, and this is just to get an outline so that we can put her on a good solid surface in order for her to have a nice solid back and not have all those cuts and the tape lines in it. This is just to get her on a nice surface. So I normally use a pencil because sometimes you can't run over onto the character, and that way I can just erase it if I do. So I'm just going to go around and trace the edge of her. So now when we get down to her feet, sometimes we have characters that their feet and stuff are separated. You want to leave that part in. I wish I had a character So here's an example of what I'm trying to explain. So say I wanted to do boots. Say I wanted to do him as a standee. I'm going to position his feet all the way down at the edge of the poster board. And then when I trace him, I'm going to trace here, 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 and come down to here. All the way down right here. But you want to leave this here. You want to leave that black space here. So you're not going to trace that. You want to leave that black space here, and then we're going to come around here and trace here, 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 here. But here, you don't want to come and trace this because you want to have a level playing field for your standee to stand correctly. So we would trace here, come all the way down here, and then leave something. Most of the time I'll leave it coming to here, so that way it'll have a nice background for it to be able to stand on. Because if you try to trace out all of this right here, you won't have anywhere to put your back piece to make it stand. So I'll show you guys that in a minute. I'm just gonna make that line come all the way down here. I'm not worrying about the insides of that. So you see how right here isn't even with this? It's gonna tip. You see how her foot isn't even all the way through? If we don't even this out, it's gonna tip over when you try to make it stand. So you need to, we're gonna trace here, 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 and come down to this part right here. I'll come here, and then when you get right here at the edge of her feet, you want to keep going straight down. We're not going to trace here entire foot right here. We're not going to do that part because we need it to be even. So what I do is I make a mark to where I want it to come out to the straight line. So I'll make the straight line here, and then I make sure I go in with my ruler. I'll go in with my ruler just to make sure that the line is completely straight. Going down. And then continue tracing around the entire cutout. So I know that some of you may not be using these type of cutouts in particular, but you can still use this method with the poster board to make sure that your cutout stands up correctly. If not, you can forward on until the next step. Now that we have Dora all traced on the poster board, you can kind of see the outline here. It did not go all the way up to her complete head, but that's fine because that part isn't major. The major part is the bottom half in order for it to stand correctly. So once you have that traced out, then you are going to cut around the you see where we have the markings. We're going to cut around there. Now the thing is, when it comes down to cutting, we want to cut exactly on the pencil line, the markings at the bottom here. But once you get here, you don't want to cut exactly on the pencil line. So where you traced. So here I cut exactly where I traced to know that that's going to be a piece of the poster. So we cut that. But then we start getting up to her actual body part. Cut out, you want to go inside, a good bit inside of the line. And what I hope you guys can see this, so you do not want to cut right on the line where you traced it. You want to cut inside of the line. If you don't, you will see the poster board when you're through the front of your character. So you're gonna, this is just a tracing. You do not have to. So let me see if I can get you guys to see this. Like all of these detail lines and stuff, you don't, like all those little, You see that little marking there? You don't have to cut all of that. This is just a guide on how the standee looks. So I don't normally cut all of those little hoops and stuff. I just go straight past it. The tracing just keeps me in the line of where Dora should be. Okay, so once we have, this is how the rough cutout of her looks. And now you want to make sure that your cutout can fit on here correctly. You want to make sure that your cutout can fit on here correctly. So you're going to line her up just like you did on the full poster board, and you want to check your edges. So you are not supposed to see poster boards like here. You see how that's poking out there? I don't know if y'all can see that. So you see how there's a piece of poster board poking out here? You're not supposed to see that. So we're gonna clip that off. There's also a piece of poster board. There's also poster board poking out here, up in her hair and stuff. Sorry, poking out here. Can you guys see that? You're not supposed to be able to see that, so that needs to be cut off as well. So I'm gonna go through and clip off the extra pieces that aren't supposed to be seen. The only thing that should be seen is like the poster board here and here, and that's to make sure that she stands correctly. Now that she's placed correctly onto the poster board, I like to go in with my advanced tape glider. I purchased this from Amazon, and I will put the link in the description box below. But the tape glider is perfect for this. Now if you don't have a tape glider, you don't have a heavy duty tape glider, you can purchase one of the smaller versions of this from Walmart or Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and these, they work, but when it comes down to these characters, I want to make sure that they stick on here well and don't come off. And I make a lot of these characters on my Etsy shop, and if you want to you know, go look at my Etsy shop, if you don't feel like doing this yourself, hit me up, I'll do it for you. But I like to use this because this is this tape in this glider is a lot stickier than the other ones. But anyway, so to make sure that you keep your cutout in the right position on the poster board, you want to make sure you have it positioned correctly, and then hold down your character and go through and roll the tape where it's supposed to be. And I like to, you want to make sure you're holding your character so it doesn't move or slide around on the poster board, because then it will be wrong. So I just go through and I keep checking that I'm not putting tape in the wrong spot. And it doesn't matter if you put the tape in the wrong spot, you can kind of rub it off, and I'll show you guys that in a minute. But I just keep putting tape there. I only do the bottom half first. I only do sections at a time, at least at the beginning. So we're gonna, after you get that section tape, you just wanna push down on there, and that tape can just peel it off. Okay, so once I get the position correct on her, so she should be stable in that same position because I've already taped that piece on. What I'll do, and like I told you guys, this is an old character that I had from earlier this year from my daughter's birthday party, and you see the tape is coming off here, off her neck, but that's because I didn't have a back on her. because I wasn't planning on making her stand. And any characters that I sell always have this poster board back on them. But anyway, so what I normally do is flip the character backwards. I flip the character backwards now that we have our feet stable, and then I just start putting tape over the entire thing. Okay, so now that I have tape everywhere that I want it to, you're going to slowly pull back your character and make sure that all the pieces are in the right spot. So you're going to slowly pull your character back and press it down onto the tape. Okay, once you have your character all taped down, this is how the back should look. And see, that makes her a lot more stable than when she was just in those pieces from the Cricut. And you can do this process with everything, so with any type of character, but this is mainly for Cricut larger than matte standees. Okay, so we're going to move on to putting her onto the cardboard piece. Okay, so before we start preparing our cardboard piece, I like to go ahead and plug in my glue gun, and it's because you want your glue gun to be heating up while you're doing this next step. I also have a glue catcher for my glue gun, and guys, this is perfect because the glue always drips onto my table, and you see how my table looks. It's fine. This is my craft table. Also, you want to get the long glue sticks. If you are doing this, you know, you're going to need more than those little mini sticks, or even the regular sticks. These full glue sticks, extra long glue sticks, I will put a link. I will put a link in the description box below for these long 10-inch glue sticks. This is a bulk order, and I will put the link in the description box below. But I use these longer glue sticks when it comes down to these characters. Okay, so here we have the large piece of cardboard that we took from the box that we bought from Walmart. This is one of the slices here. So what we're going to do is this is very important. Make sure that your box is turned on the wrong side. And what I mean by wrong side is this is the wrong side, because you do not want your character to have all these letters large and all this stuff on the back of it. When you go to stand your character up, then it's going to look like this and have all this blue stuff on the back. You don't want that. You want to have this cardboard facing up this way. So once you have the cardboard, now we're going to put a door on the side of it. So you want to place the bottom, again, past the cardboard. You don't want to see any of this on this cardboard through. It's just like the poster board. You don't want to see any of the cardboard. So you kind of want to position her to where most of her body can be on this cardboard. And we're just going to trace her just like we did on the poster board. Okay, so once you have her traced onto the cardboard, you're gonna sit this to the side. And as you can see, you see the tracing, the pencil line around on the cardboard. So now I'm going to get my cutting mat, place it under here, and this is just so I don't cut up my table more so than it already is. And you're going to take your box cutter and just cut through the shape. Now this, again, you do not want to cut on the lines, because you do not want to see this box when you're standing up straight forward. You don't want to cut exactly on the lines. It's just a rough cutout, so you're gonna go in the lines just to get a rough cutout of the standee. Now that we have a cutout of her onto the cardboard, now you want to line her up on the back of the cardboard. And like I said, this is a rough cutout. You do not want it to be, you don't have to do all that extra, you know, her, as you can see, I didn't do her socks. None of that needs to be done because it's going to be sticking out. So anyway, a rough cutout of her, and place her onto the cardboard to match it up, to make sure you don't see any of that when it's facing forward. And that looks good. So now that you have, see, you can't see any cardboard anywhere on there. So now that we have that, now you want to go in with your preheated glue. And you want to make sure you have some extra glue sticks available because you will need them. So go in with your preheated glue gun and do the same as I did with the tape onto the poster board. I'm going to make sure that she's positioned like I want her to be on the cardboard. Hold her down here and then start placing my glue. And I just do the bottom half first just to make sure I have, see, I already need another glue stick, so to push through. Okay, and then lay her down in the position you want, and then I flip her around. Make sure that's kind of dry. And then bend her backwards, just like I did with the poster board, and do the same thing. Keep going her with the glue gun. Sections at a time, and slowly place your character down so it can be nice and stable onto the back of the cardboard. And that's what I'm going to do until I have my entire thing glued down where I want it to be. So after I finish gluing this onto the cardboard, I'm going to show you guys how to make it stand with a collapsible easel stand. And I purchased them off of Amazon. They come in a pack of 25, but I'm going to just show you how to do that. If you want to get these stands, just look in the description box below. Okay, so what you do with this, you fold it in half, this, and then you take this part, it has a pre-cut line here, and you fold it down into those little slots there. And on each side you make sure it's stable. Then you take this is a piece of protective covering over the tape sticky part. There's a sticky back into this, so you take that off. You want to leave this one on, so you want to make sure that this sticky part stays there, that covering stays there, because we're not going to use that part. And then You take the other sticky covering off and put this to the side. So now both the top and the bottom are very sticky. So now what we do, you want to make sure you have that right. And then this is why you want to have a level bottom to your standee so that it will stand correctly with this. So now I just normally, the bottom of this, I line up to the bottom of the cardboard. So I line this up and try to make sure it's kind of in the middle of your character, and then you press it down. Now this isn't the whole step because I don't trust these little sticky backs, and I'll show you what I'll do to make sure it's secure. So I press it down, and this is so that I can test it to make sure it stands. I take my standee and stand it up like so to make sure that it stands correctly. And you want to test it because sometimes you can have this placed in the wrong spot and it'll have your standee rocking over or whatever. This looks perfect, so we're gonna go with that. Okay, so now that we have the easel on the back correctly, and we tested it out, make sure it stands right. Now this is what I do just to make sure I place it back in the correct spot. I trace around where I have placed the back. I trace where I placed it, just the bottom line, so I can place it in the same spot. Now you don't have to do this, but this is what I find easy because I don't want to place it back in the wrong spot. So see, I have a little outline here of where I need to place it. Now we're gonna take it off, take the sticky part back off of here, and then I go in with my glue gun and I just make a straight line here. Put some glue on it. Slap some glue on it. So I put some glue and then make sure I place it in the same exact spot from where I tested it. Let me line it up with the lines you drew and then place it down on there. Let it dry for a little second or two. You know, this glue dries very fast. So once that is dried, then you are done. That's how you make the standee. So, and when I say collapsible, this is what makes it easy to ship for me because I sell these on Etsy. So it makes it easy to ship because it can collapse down into a flat piece, like so. So you collapse it down, or you stand it back up this way, and that's how you make a standee. And so that's how I make my standees, to where it looks like it's standing perfectly. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any comments or questions, please put them in the comment section down below. And if this video helped you, please let me know. Thank you.